Master the Art of Selling, written by Alex M. Renault, narrated by Mohammed, published by Alex M. Renault. This audiobook is available on Audible. Chapter 1: Understanding the Sales Process. Sales is a key skill that goes well beyond simple financial transactions. For modern marketers, understanding the sales process is crucial because it not only impacts business results, but also how a company positions itself in the marketplace. This chapter introduces the foundations of the sales process and its importance for contemporary marketers. The sales process can be divided into several stages, each of which plays a vital role in converting a prospect into a customer. Understanding these steps allows marketers to better orchestrate their efforts to meet the needs of potential customers while optimizing time and resources. The key steps include prospecting, qualifying, presenting, handling objections, closing, and finally follow-up. Let's dive into each of these. 1. Prospecting. Prospecting is often the first step in the sales process. It consists of identifying potential prospects who might be interested in your product or service. In a world where information circulates quickly, marketers have a variety of tools at their disposal to target their efforts more precisely. The use of social networks, content marketing, and digital advertising campaigns makes it possible to reach a wider audience. However, it is crucial to adopt a focused rather than a dispersed approach. Market segmentation, persona analysis, and the study of purchasing behaviors are all practices aimed at refining this step. Good prospecting relies on a combination of quantitative and qualitative data, allowing you to identify not only who your prospects are, but also what might motivate them to buy. Second, qualification of prospects. Once the prospects have been identified, comes the qualification stage. It is not enough to simply have a contact list. It's important to determine which prospects are actually likely to become customers. This is typically done by assessing their level of interest and ability to purchase, often through a series of in-depth questions. Qualification criteria may vary depending on companies and sectors. However, commonly, marketers could base this on factors such as budget, need, timing, and decision authority. This step is crucial to optimize sales efforts and focus teams' energy on truly promising prospects. 3. The presentation. When prospects are qualified, the next step is presentation. This is where marketing and sales strategically intersect. An effective presentation should clearly illustrate the value of the product or service offered. This involves understanding the prospect's specific needs and articulating how your offering can satisfy them. To maximize the impact of this step, it is advisable to use demonstrations, case studies, and testimonials from satisfied customers. Eye-catching visuals and personalized messages can also make the presentation more compelling. It's not just about selling a product, but telling a story that resonates with the prospect and addresses their specific pain points. 4th, objection management. In any transaction, objections are inevitable. It is essential for marketers and salespeople to prepare for these objections and develop skills to handle them effectively. An objection should not be seen as an obstacle, but rather as an opportunity to clarify misunderstandings and reaffirm the value of your offer. Listening carefully to the prospect's concerns is essential. This not only validates their feelings, but also shows that you are attentive to their needs. Then objections should be answered with specific data-based arguments. Sometimes this may involve adapting your proposition or offering personalized solutions that allay the prospect's fears. 5. The conclusion. The close is the moment when the prospect makes a decision. This can be the trickiest step of the entire process. A good conclusion is often the result of good preparation, previously oriented towards conversion. Here it's about inviting the prospect to take action, whether that means signing a contract, making a purchase, or making a longer-term commitment. To facilitate this step, it is essential to summarize the key points discussed, reiterate the value of the offer, and create a sense of urgency. Closing techniques vary, from explicit calls to action to more subtle approaches based on the client's need to move forward. Chesty monitoring. Follow-up is often overlooked by many marketers, but it is crucial to building a long-term relationship with customers. Whether it's a simple thank you email or a special offer, maintaining contact after the sale helps foster customer loyalty. Good follow-up can also open the door to additional sales or referrals. The sales process, therefore, does not end at the conclusion. It continues over time. Effective marketers view each interaction as an opportunity to familiarize their customers with other offerings and remind them of the benefits of their initial choice. Thus, by mastering each of these steps, marketers will be better equipped to navigate the sometimes complex sales landscape. This requires an essential approach based on listening, adaptation, and a desire to deeply understand the needs of potential customers. By focusing on process, marketers can not only improve their conversion rates, but also foster a rewarding customer experience and, in turn, build lasting relationships with their customers. 7. Customer loyalty. Once a lead has been converted into a customer, the sales process is not yet complete. Indeed, customer loyalty is an essential step that influences not only customer satisfaction, but also the long-term profitability of the company. Today, acquiring new customers often costs much more than retaining the ones you already have. This is why marketers must implement effective strategies to increase loyalty. To begin with, it is necessary to provide excellent after-sales service. This step helps reassure customers about their choice and respond quickly to any problems or questions. Satisfaction surveys, responsive customer support, and loyalty programs help build this trust. Additionally, by regularly sending personalized communications, such as newsletters, special offers, or exclusive content, marketers can keep customers engaged with the brand. Furthermore, the idea of serving customers beyond the immediate transaction can have a considerable impact. Creating communities around the brand through forums or social networks not only allows customers to interact with each other, but also with the company. This helps build an emotional bond, essential in building loyalty. 8. The importance of data analysis. In a constantly changing business environment, decisions must be based on accurate and relevant data. The analysis of sales data is therefore a decisive step in optimizing the sales process. Modern marketers have access to a multitude of analytics tools, such as analyzing purchasing behavior, tracking sales trends, and evaluating the performance of marketing campaigns. By regularly monitoring these key performance indicators, KPIs, marketers can spot emerging trends, identify what's working and what's not, and adjust their strategies accordingly. For example, if a specific campaign is generating a low conversion rate, it will be crucial to understand why. This may involve revising the message, the offer, or even the targeting. Additionally, integrating automation tools can help collect and analyze this data in real time, enabling informed and rapid decision-making. This strengthens the ability of marketers to anticipate customer needs and personalize their offers according to market developments. 9. Continuing training of sales teams. Another fundamental aspect of the sales process is the ongoing training of sales teams. In a world where trends and technologies evolve rapidly, it is imperative that teams stay up to date on new techniques, tools, and best practices. It requires an investment of time and resources, but the benefits can be considerable. Training programs may include workshops on handling objections, negotiation, and the use of sales technology. Additionally, encouraging ongoing training fosters a dynamic environment where team members can share experiences and learn from each other. At the same time, implementing benchmarks and simulations can also help assess team skills and identify areas requiring improvement. By investing in professional development, companies not only improve the performance of their sales team, but also increase employee motivation and engagement. 10. Adopt a customer-centric approach. In the modern sales process, adopting a customer-centric approach is essential. This involves truly understanding customer needs, wants, and concerns, rather than focusing solely on selling products or services. This philosophy is based on the importance of creating a positive experience throughout the customer relationship. To do this, sales teams must actively listen to customers, ask open-ended questions, and be ready to adapt their offering based on the feedback received. Additionally, using detailed personas can help better segment prospects and personalize interactions. For example, rather than offering a generic solution, a good salesperson must be able to present options that specifically meet the prospect's identified needs. Furthermore, integrating continuous feedback into the sales strategy makes it possible to adjust the approach throughout the customer journey. This can be done through post-purchase satisfaction surveys or in-depth interviews, allowing marketers to understand pain points or opportunities for improvement at each stage of the business relationship. 11th, new technologies in the future of sales. The advent of new technologies has transformed the sales landscape. The use of artificial intelligence, chatbots, and predictive analysis makes it possible to further personalize the customer experience and optimize the sales process. For example, chatbots can guide prospects through the purchasing process, offering instant responses and collecting valuable data on customer preferences. In addition, the use of customer relationship management (CRM) platforms allows companies to centralize information concerning customers, thus facilitating fluid and personalized communication. These tools also make it possible to track purchasing behavior, anticipate needs, and evaluate the performance of sales teams in real time. In this technological context, it is crucial to stay on top of the latest trends. Marketers must not only adapt to new technologies, but also anticipate how they can transform their sales process. The ability to innovate and integrate these tools will be decisive in remaining competitive in the market. In conclusion, understanding the sales process is an essential skill for modern marketers. By mastering the different stages, from prospecting to follow-up, and adopting a customer-centric approach, marketers can not only improve their conversion rates, but also build lasting relationships with their customers. Sales is an art that, when executed well, can be a major asset to the growth and success of any business. A combination of technique, active listening, and market understanding, coupled with new trends and technologies, is the key to succeeding in today's business landscape. Chapter 2. Identify your target audience. In the world of modern marketing, understanding your target audience isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a necessity. To maximize the effectiveness of your sales efforts, it is essential to define and segment your audience. This chapter looks at the different methods and techniques that will allow you to accurately identify who your potential customers are in order to adapt your sales approach accordingly. 1. The importance of knowing your audience. Knowing your target audience makes the difference between a successful marketing campaign and one that falls flat. A well-targeted audience not only optimizes your marketing resources, but also increases your conversion rates. By having a clear view of who you are selling to, you will be able to create more relevant messages and improve customer engagement. 2. The basics of audience segmentation. Segmenting your target audience involves dividing a market into subgroups of consumers who share similar characteristics. This can be done according to several criteria, including demographic, age, gender, education level, family size, etc. Geographic, country, region, city, climate, etc. Psychographic, lifestyles, values, interests, personalities, etc. Behavioral, purchasing habits, brand loyalty, product usage, etc. Each of these criteria can provide you with valuable information to better understand the needs and wants of your potential customers. By segmenting your audience along these lines, you can create more targeted and relevant marketing campaigns. 3. Techniques for identifying your target audience. 3.1. Analysis of existing data. Start by reviewing the data you already have. This can include past sales data, social media interactions, website analytics, and even customer feedback. Use this information to establish trends and patterns that will tell you the characteristics of your current customer base. 3.2. Surveys and questionnaires. Surveys and questionnaires are a great way to collect information directly from your customers. By asking relevant questions, you can gain valuable insights into what motivates your customers to buy, their preferences, as well as their demographics. Do not hesitate to include open questions to collect more qualitative comments. 3.3. Creation of personas. Personas are fictional representations of your ideal customers. They are based on real data and observed behaviors. Creating personas helps you visualize who you are targeting and personalize your strategies based on the needs and behaviors of those personas. Include details such as age, gender, profession, challenges, and motivations. 4th, use of social networks. Social media is a wealth of information for identifying and understanding your target audience. By monitoring your followers' behavior and interactions, you gain insight into your audience's preferences. Analyze the content they share, the types of posts they interact with the most, as well as the discussions that emerge from your posts. 5th, competition study. Observing your competitors can also help you refine your understanding of your target audience. Analyze their marketing strategies, the type of content they publish, and how they engage with their customer base. This can give you valuable insight into what's working in your industry, as well as which market segments might be overlooked. 6. The importance of feedback. Feedback from your existing customers is invaluable. Encourage your customers to share their experiences with your products or services. Reviews and testimonials can reveal pain points you hadn't previously identified and offer you ways to improve your offering. 7. Tools and resources for market segmentation. There are many tools that can help you better segment your market and identify your target audience. From marketing automation software to data analysis tools, these resources can turn mountains of data into actionable insights. Platforms like Google Analytics, HubSpot, or even social media management tools offer features that allow you to understand the behavior and preferences of your users. 8. The evolution of your audience. It's also essential to understand that your target audience is not static. Preferences and behaviors may change over time in response to social, economic, or technological trends. This is why it is important to periodically reassess your audience to adapt your marketing strategies. 9. Practical cases. Let's take a concrete example to illustrate the importance of identifying your target audience. Let's say you're launching a new organic beauty product. If you didn't segment your target audience, you could broadcast an ad campaign to a large audience, generating a variety of impressions but few conversions. On the other hand, if you clearly define that your core audience is environmentally conscious, young women who are looking for healthy products, you could direct your marketing efforts towards appropriate channels, such as eco-friendly influencers on Instagram or blogs dedicated to sustainable beauty. By learning to clearly identify and segment your target audience, you give yourself the best chance of succeeding in a competitive market. This will not only allow you to create more effective sales campaigns, but also build a lasting and authentic relationship with your potential customers, increasing their long-term loyalty. 10. Adapt your message to your audience. Once you have identified and segmented your target audience, you then need to tailor your marketing message to resonate with each segment. Personalizing your communication is crucial to capturing the attention of your potential customers and encouraging them to engage with your brand. Adapting your message can be done through different channels and formats. For example, younger consumers may prefer short, dynamic videos on social media, while older professionals will likely respond better to in-depth articles or case studies. Each segment must be offered content in line with their expectations and their level of knowledge on the subject. 11. The customer journey. Understanding the customer journey is essential to refining your sales efforts. The customer journey is the path a consumer follows, from awareness of your product to final purchase and beyond. This journey can be divided into several stages, generally identified as follows. Awareness. The customer becomes aware of a need and begins to look for solutions. Consideration. The customer explores different options and compares products or services. Decision. The customer is ready to make a purchase and is looking for guarantees or incentives. Loyalty. After the purchase, efforts focus on customer satisfaction and loyalty. By understanding each stage of this journey, you can design messages and marketing strategies tailored to each phase. For example, during the awareness stage, educational content like blogs or infographics can help inform your prospects, while at the decision stage, testimonials or case studies can build their confidence in your product. 12th Market Trend Analysis. One of the most effective ways to refine your understanding of your target audience is to follow market trends. Staying up to date with developments in your industry can give you valuable insights into emerging preferences and consumer behaviors. Use trend analysis tools such as Google Trends or specialized platforms in your field to observe which queries are most searched for by your audience. Also attend conferences and trade shows to better understand where your industry is heading, as well as new consumer expectations. 13th, reassessment and adjustment of strategies. In an ever-changing world, constantly reevaluating your target audience and your marketing strategies is essential. The results of your campaigns must be analyzed regularly to measure the effectiveness of your approach. Set up performance indicators, KPIs, to monitor objectives and adjust your actions if necessary. Remember that your target audience segments may evolve. The behaviors, needs, and desires of your audience will change over time, particularly due to new technologies societal or economic changes. This is why a proactive and adaptive attitude is essential to maintaining effective communication with your customers. 14. Collaborate with other departments. To maximize understanding of your target audience, it helps to collaborate with other departments within your company, including customer service and the research and development team. Customer service, for example, can provide valuable insight into common customer questions, issues you don't see, and suggestions for improvements. Likewise, the R&D team can help you anticipate the future needs of your target audience by developing products that meet those expectations. 15. The importance of empathy. In contemporary marketing, showing empathy towards your target audience is fundamental. This means understanding their needs, their wants, and even their frustrations. Create campaigns that make an emotional connection with your audience. Whether it's content that tells stories, awareness campaigns, or promotions that truly address consumer issues, empathy should be at the heart of your strategy. By highlighting the human aspect in your communications, you stand out from the competition and create an authentic relationship with your customers. This helps build long-term loyalty and turn your customers into brand ambassadors. 16. Use advanced segmentation tools. In addition to basic techniques, there are more advanced tools that can help you segment your audience even more precisely. Artificial intelligence, AI software, can analyze large amounts of data to identify customer patterns and behaviors that you might not notice. These solutions can also facilitate the creation of personalized campaigns in real time, eliminating the need to wait for in-depth manual analysis. 17. Cultivate an engaged community. Finally, one of the best ways to identify and understand your target audience is to cultivate an engaged community. Use social media platforms to interact directly with your audience, get feedback on your products or services, and make your customers feel heard. Create spaces where your customers can share their experiences, ask questions, and support each other. By cultivating a community, you will have access to direct and valuable information about who your audience is. This can also strengthen your brand and establish a positive image in the minds of consumers. Conclusion. Identifying and accurately segmenting your target audience is an essential step in the sales process. By using a variety of techniques and adapting your strategies as your audience evolves, you can create more relevant and effective marketing campaigns. The modern marketing game is constantly changing, and actively listening to your audience is the key to anticipating and meeting your customers' needs. Ultimately, a well-understood target audience is the foundation on which all business success is built. Chapter 3. Buying Psychology. When it comes to selling, understanding buying psychology is one of the most critical elements of developing effective sales strategies. Consumers don't just make decisions based on facts or figures alone. Their emotions, beliefs, and motivations play a dominant role. In this chapter, we'll take an in-depth look at different consumer motivations and behaviors so you can tailor your sales strategies accordingly. 1. Purchasing motivations. Purchasing motivations can be classified into two broad categories: intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. 1.1. Intrinsic motivations. Intrinsic motivations are those that come from within the consumer. These are personal and emotional desires that drive an individual to make a purchase. For example, a consumer may purchase a product to satisfy a personal need or to satisfy a desire. Self-esteem, the desire for social recognition and personal accomplishment are factors that often influence these decisions. Let's take the example of a luxury product. Purchasing a designer handbag may be motivated by the desire for social prestige. The consumer is not only buying an accessory, but also the image and status that comes with it. Marketers must therefore understand that to attract these consumers, it is not enough to highlight the technical characteristics of a product. We must also manage to touch their emotional sensitivity. 1.2 Extrinsic motivations. Conversely, extrinsic motivators relate to external factors, for example, promotions, discounts, or purchase incentives. Purchasing decisions can be influenced by strategies such as limited-time offers, which create a sense of urgency and motivate the consumer to act quickly. For example, a marketing campaign that advertises a 20% discount on a product during a specific time period may lead a consumer to purchase an item they had not planned to purchase. Urgency and scarcity messages are often effective in attracting attention and prompting action, but they must be used carefully to avoid generating frustration once the offer expires. 2. Purchasing behaviors. Understanding purchasing behavior is more than just knowing the motivations that drive consumers to act. It is also crucial to analyze how these behaviors vary depending on context and individual differences. 2.1 The purchasing journey. The purchasing journey can be divided into several stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. At each stage, motivations and behaviors can evolve. Awareness. The consumer discovers a need or problem, thus stimulating a search for information. At this stage, marketers can use informative content or testimonials to establish a connection with their potential customers. Consideration. At this stage, the consumer will compare different options and think about the advantages and disadvantages of each product or service. This is where marketing really needs to shine. Peer recommendations, online reviews, and brand reputation can influence this decision process. Decision. Finally, the consumer makes his choice. Things like ease of purchase, price, and additional safeguards like an effective returns policy can be deciding factors at this final stage. 2.2. The impact of emotions. Emotions are a powerful driver of purchasing behavior. Studies show that purchasing decisions are often not rational, but rather driven by feelings. The fear of missing out, FOMO, the joy of a discovery, or even nostalgia can strongly influence the choice of a product. Marketers must therefore create campaigns that appeal to consumers' emotions. For example, an advertisement that evokes happy memories associated with a product can encourage purchase by touching the consumer's heart. Emotional games, when used wisely, can spark deep brand connections and increase customer loyalty. 3. Market segments and personality. Each consumer group has its own psychological characteristics. Understanding these segments will allow you to personalize your sales strategies. The personality traits, values, and beliefs of different segments influence their purchasing decisions and can therefore direct marketers' approaches. 3.1 The Big Five Model. An interesting approach to analyzing consumers is the Big Five model of personality, which consists of 5 dimensions: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Opening. Open-minded consumers are often more willing to try new products and engage with innovative brands. They will be attracted by creative and unconventional proposals. Conscience. Conscientious individuals prioritize planning and foresight. They will look for products that match their high standards of quality and reliability. Extroversion. Extroverts may be more receptive to marketing campaigns that focus on community and social interaction, promoting group experiences. Agreeableness. Agreeable people are motivated by positive relationships and community values. They will be sensitive to socially engaged brands. Neuroticism. Consumers with a high neuroticism score are more likely to experience anxiety in relation to their purchasing decisions. It is crucial for businesses to provide them with exceptional support and assurances to ease their concerns. 4. Adapt your sales strategies. It is fundamental for marketers to take into account these psychological dynamics in order to adapt their sales strategies. Using segmentation techniques, empathy, and message personalization can increase the effectiveness of campaigns. Analyzing customer data can also provide valuable insights into individual purchasing behaviors and motivations. Using analytical tools, you can track and interpret your customer's buying journey, spotting patterns that can help you refine your approach. That said, it's not just about applying strategies based on generalizations, but also digging deeper into your target audience to understand the intricacies of their motivations and behaviors. The world of purchasing is complex and evolving, so marketers must be agile and responsive to these psychological changes. By implementing appropriate strategies and remaining attentive to market signals, you will be able to capitalize on the deeper motivations of your consumers, which will inevitably result in increased sales and long-term loyalty. 5. The influence of cultural trends. Cultural trends play a significant role in consumers' purchasing decisions. They often reflect the societal values, collective beliefs, and lifestyles of a given community. Understanding these cultural influences can allow marketers to better meet the needs of their targets. 5.1. The role of social media. Social media has transformed the way consumers interact with brands and form opinions about products. They serve as a platform for sharing information, experiences, and opinions. Consumers are increasingly influenced by the behavior of others, including peer recommendations, celebrity reviews, and viral trends. As a result, an effective marketing strategy should integrate social media in a way that encourages authentic interactions. For example, influencer marketing campaigns can be valuable in reaching a specific audience, especially when influencers share values aligned with those of the brand. 5.2. The rise of ecological values. Environmental concerns are increasingly influencing purchasing behavior. Today's consumers are increasingly sensitive to the ecological impact of their choices. They look for brands that adopt sustainable practices, show a real commitment to the environment, and offer eco-responsible products. Marketers must therefore ensure that they clearly present their brand's green initiatives. This may involve using recycled materials, offering zero-waste solutions, or even measuring and sharing their carbon footprint. Transparent communication on these topics can build brand credibility and establish a stronger connection with consumers conscious of sustainable living. 6th, group decision-making. Purchasing decisions are not always made on an individual basis. They can also involve a collective process. The purchase of a product can be influenced by what others think and feel, particularly in a family setting or among friends. This means that understanding group dynamics is essential for marketers. 6.1 Roles within the decision-making group. As part of a group purchasing process, different roles can emerge. Several types of members can be identified. Initiator, one who expresses the need or desire to purchase a product. Influencer, the person whose opinion affects the decision-making process. Decision maker, the one who ultimately makes the purchasing decision. Buyer, the person executing the purchase who may or may not be the decision maker. User, These are the people who will use the product or service. A good marketer must identify these different roles and adapt their engagement strategy for each type of group member. 6.2. The impact of the recommendations. Seeking recommendations and reviews before making a purchase is a common practice. Consumers seek to validate their choice through external opinions, which is particularly true for products with high financial or emotional stakes. Studies reveal that peer recommendations are perceived as more credible than traditional advertising. Having brand ambassadors or satisfied customers testify about their experiences can be a powerful lever. Authentic testimonials, whether in the form of online reviews or case studies, must be highlighted to facilitate the purchasing decision. 7. Brand loyalty. Once a consumer makes a purchase, marketers' work doesn't stop there. Customer loyalty is just as crucial, and understanding the psychology behind that loyalty can help create strategies to keep customers engaged. 7.1 Loyalty factors. Customer loyalty is based on several factors, including customer satisfaction. A satisfied customer is more likely to come back. Companies must not only ensure they offer a quality product, but also ensure a positive customer experience. Personalization. Consumers like to feel recognized. Offering personalized recommendations or promotions based on their previous purchases can strengthen the connection between the customer and the brand. Communication continues. Active dialogue with customers through emails, newsletters, or on social media helps maintain attention and interest in the brand. 7.2 The brand community. Creating a sense of community around the brand can also build loyalty. Setting up spaces where customers can interact, share experiences, and create connections can transform casual customers into ardent ambassadors. This can be achieved through events, online groups, or engaging loyalty programs. 8. Strategies for capturing and maintaining attention. To capture consumers' attention and maintain their interest, marketers must develop adaptive strategies in line with the psychological dynamics mentioned. 8.1 Use of storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful tool that allows you to deliver a message in a captivating way. By telling a story around the brand or product, marketers can establish an emotional connection with their audience. This connection can positively influence purchasing decisions and create long-term loyalty. 8.2 Personalized offers. Personalized promotions based on customer purchasing history or preferences can have a big impact. By analyzing consumer data, companies can better target their offers and maximize their effectiveness. 8.3 Commitment to customer experience. Ultimately, customer experience must be at the heart of every marketing strategy. Continually improving the shopping experience, whether online or in store, can make all the difference. Using technology, such as chatbots for online support or mobile apps for an enhanced experience, can also transform the purchasing journey. Conclusion. Understanding buying psychology is essential for any marketer wishing to succeed in a competitive environment. By dynamic analysis of motivations, behaviors, and sociocultural influences, you will be able to adapt your sales strategies accordingly. Profitable insights are not limited to generalizations. They require a nuanced understanding of your customers and their deep needs. By integrating these elements into your approach, you will not only be able to capture consumers' attention, but also build lasting relationships, which will result in increased success in your business efforts.